And that was a brilliant instruction to the live stream, that, to be honest. That was a brilliant instruction to the live stream. Yeah, tier 2. Yeah, what, the first one in Australia? Back in PR Oliver, weren't it? Like, fucking hell. Still time ago, like, it's not even a year ago. Oh, Dre's got a nice one. Just a little bit of gold and such. Yeah, I'm mixing all mine up now for every track. Track colours and that. Yeah, bring out the Bahrain one. Yeah. Okay, I've got that as well actually. But I flipped the colours on mine. So I haven't even checked these on what tyre here. You funny bot mediums, Jenna mediums. Is Dre looking for a turb or cooling down his tyres? Looking for a turb at the street circuit. It'll help, certainly. Yeah, no problem, pal. See you on the flip side, buddy. And welcome everybody to L2S Tier 2 comms today from South Callum at Singapore. We've heard a nice little instruction there from Infamous, perfectly summing up what we should hopefully about to see tonight actually. A nice close quali and hopefully an even closer race. Yeah, we've got 9 running tonight, slightly less than what we've come to expect. However, with life getting back to normal with COVID-19 and that, we might see a few drop in numbers. However, that will not stop us from racing and having great action out on track. As we're on board with straight in the first sector, it's looking on buttons for a while. And decent first sector, just getting used to the track, getting used to the conditions, probably just putting in a banker and just pushing on from there. A tough track to get in the rhythm of, especially since a few updates making cars maybe a little bit more twitchy, so you just need a good balance. Take a little cautious first lap, looking at it, maybe uneasy on the brakes, a few braking points, it's easily done, especially around a track like this. Seeing where many world champions have got it wrong. Michael Schumacher's been a 30 years ago into the back of someone. It can happen to the greats. We're coming towards the end of that now, coming into the brilliant final sector. All 90-degree corners. And we're going to have our first lap being put on the board in a few moments' time. We've got Jenna behind as well on the medium, so we'll have a good benchmarker off the pair of them for the medium softs. So 42.5 sets our first lap of the day. Well, the night as it is. And Jenna is 2 seconds behind. And Stunk. How has he done that? The You Funny Bots anyways put it on provisional poll and 37.6. I'm not sure how Duncan done that lap. If anyone's got an idea, maybe say in the comments. But I've never seen it happen before, someone set a lap and pit immediately. Who else we got on a lap? We got Humam Bruno. He's just started the lap actually. Nice corners, what, turn 4 there into the first VR zone of the track. He's first sector like 27.3. That should be good enough. But obviously we've got no references yet against the previous best times. Let's see what they can even pull out in this middle sector now. Nice original livery as well. Goes with the track, goes with the lights. Really nice. A few people going for mediums, just under half the grid at the moment. 4 out of 5. Got Reflection, you're still in the pit. As we come to expect from them two now a little bit. Nice and close to the barriers, as we see Jenna improves to 38.8. That is good enough for P2 on the grid with 10 minutes 45 remaining. So this is looking like a half decent lap here. Not going to be quite challenging the top guys, but he's definitely have his eye in and to push on for another lap if he's got enough fuel to do it. That was a good enough banker just to build that confidence. It's what you need around a track like this. All about confidence. I would say it's just as bad as Monaco, but at least you can overtake here. Maybe, at some points. Got Professor Zoo out on track. Do they run the same livery? Yes, pretty much same livery. Wonder who copied who there then. As we've got, they're even copying each other's strategies as well. That's interesting to note. The Professor Zoo is starting a hot lap now, just winding up, turn off the ERS, as you can tell with the flashing light on the back. And away he goes. Opening up the DRS nice and early to minimise the drag. And that looks like a nice and tidy first 3 corners. Not exceeding track limits, just keeping it within. So close to the walls around there at speed. Nice and tidy. Just what we like to see, and like Felipe Massa from a few years back, going for a few drifting lessons, let's say. And nicely onto the brakes, going into sector 3 now, so it's all about car rotation here. Can you get that rear of the car rotated enough to keep 1, minimum speed up, but 2, the grip? Because if you can keep that speed up, you're going to be on for a good lap. And you can make more time than what you think in these left-right sections. Cars on the move a lot, but that's looking like a decent final sector there from Professor. What's his delta at the moment? He's going to be just off pole, I think. It's just by a few tenths of a second. However, that was a good banker, just under half a second off. However, we do know he does like to put a banker in, so we could see a soft tyre run from Professor Zoo. As looking at it, we've got Jenna on the softs. Excuse me. So we've got Jenna on the softs. He could be thinking about an alternate strategy. We've got here Mohamed Guna, and we've got Dre, who's back out on a set of soft tyres. Oh, we've got you. That's a nice livery. Not seen that one in the store yet. That is a nice one. Let's have a look at the few others. So Reflection obviously doesn't want to come out and play yet. Nice golden black livery. Offset alternate nose cam looks like. I couldn't watch that for too long. too off centre. But the cameraman's had a few too many bevies on the first 97 Friday. Got Humamed, who's copied and pasted with Professor Zoo. All of them on out laps at the moment. So who's going to be the first to start their hot laps? We've got Dre, followed by, I'm going to guess, Professor Zoo, yes. I don't think he's going to be going again after being track limits like that. Let's go on board with Yor for his first quality lap of this session. It's important to get the tyres up into an operational working window, which the tyres actually last for the whole lap. It's common around street circuits. If you heat them up too early on, you're going to have nothing left traditionally in them final few corners. Let's go on board now for this hot lap. We're expecting to be near the front. He has got the raw pace and ability to get up there. So let's see what he can do. Just slightly wider the apexes than 1 and 3, however, I don't believe that would have cost him actually much time at all. Same as 4, but I think he's just trying to do a little bit more speed, a bit more rotation in the car, helping him do that as well. 27.2 first step there, that's tested what we've been seeing so far. Oh, a little bit of hesitation on getting on the throttle there. Maybe not having the confidence that he has avoided the wall there, but he's recovered it well. Well held, nice car composure there. Didn't force the issue, let the car roll into where it needed to go to. So it's actually looking like a really neat, tidy lap. Now, we do know that neat and tidy doesn't always mean quick, but I think this is going to be up there with the top 2 at least. It's actually quite spaced out tonight. Top 6 covered by 4.04 seconds at the moment. So I think Youthful's got absolutely aced this. He has. Yours gone P3. Oh, I just noticed that I think yours aced it. We've got a new provisional pole sitter. JNM with a 37.6. Who else have we got out? Is the reflection going to come out? I don't know. That was a good lap from your report, but we're just under 4 tenths off from the car ahead. Is he going again? Can't tell by the DRS splits him down. I don't know. He's still pushing pretty hard. Professor Zoo and Youth Funny Bot have both selected soft tyres. That's something that your can't do. However, he's going to be on mediums. Safety car can cause a lot of trouble at this track, as we've seen many times. Most famously, what was 2008 at PK Corner, as it's now renamed. Nelson PK Jr. Well, let's get orders from Lavio Briatore just to put it in the wall and get a longevity to win. I mean, it's been all in F1, but the safety car can happen and change a race, as we've seen that day. Where have we got the front three out and try? You Professor Zoo's just leaving the pit box now. Mohammed Goon will say he's on an okay lap here, but he's low on the RS, he might be boxed in. What's going on first corner? Few disagreements there, and yours going again. Okay, maybe he has a little bit of extra fuel in them, but this comes PK corner right here. I'm surprised you haven't got a statue or a plaque for him. It was a brilliant mistake, let's say. Anyway, let's focus on what's going on here now. You funny, but getting temperature into them tyres and slinging it out of that final proper acceleration zone. Let's see what he can. That's confident. He is confident on that final corner track limit. Late first corner and rode a lot of curb in the second, but you can get away with that. Entry before, ran a lot, exit before, uses all the track available to them, maximising not only his entry speed, apex speed, but more importantly, his exit speed. So this is going to be a good lap. Let's see what he can get on the board here. He's not going to be miles off 36 potentially here. Using a lot of curbs with the old Singapore sling. Early on the power, picking up the DRS. Let's see what his second split time is. 6 tenths under. That is going to put him into the 36s. And this is where the soft tyre is going to come into their own now in the final sector with that grip. This is going to be a bloody quick lap, if I may say so myself. Oh, a little bit of hesitation, might have run a little bit wide there under the grandstand, but I think he should hold on, take the provisional pole. .627. Let's quickly go on board. You can find me put my controller. There. With Professor he's 3 tenths under on what he's done. As yours has improved on their mediums, that was a good lap there. Well, we see Professor Zoo get up in second place. I don't think he needs it for the championship point of view, but I think he's going to want it to get the best possible position for the race. 7 tenths under, so what's that putting him off at the moment? 7 tenths off, he's in P2 at the moment. He just matches his best sector 3 time. Nicely over the curbs. We've got to do so much more exit there, 4 tenths off, just missing out on the 36s. Now Jenny snuck a lap in. So he only come out on track with a minute still. However, let's see what he can do as he is the final car out on track who can set a lap anyway. Let's see what his middle sector split is. We didn't see the first 10th under. If I was him, I would probably have bought the lap and keep the soft end for the race unless he made a mistake in the final sector on the previous lap. All about tyre strategy around here. Keeping them fresh softs can be a lifesaver. It just doesn't look as confident to want to ride them curbs. Unfortunately, he's got a ton of pace as Jenner. With 37.3, I believe, 350 that lap was. So kept him in P3, I believe. So your running order for the race is you Funnybot with Professor Zoo on the front row, Jeanette and your line up on the second row, Mohammed Guna, Dunkin' Donuts line up on the third row. Dre is the last person to set a lap time, and we've got SFR Paul and Reflection lining up at the back. The most notable person at the moment is You're on the mediums. However, we could see SFR Paul and Reflection maybe go for the hard tyres if it's a dry race. Hard soft maybe. Play on a few safety cars. I mean, it certainly looks dry. Never know if it's a texture glitch or not, but it looks dry. It looks a little bit misty, if anything, actually. Let's wait for all the drivers to sort out the setups, and that I'll rejoin once we're on the formation lap. Welcome back, everyone. So we've now got underway on the formation lap. We have got 31 laps tonight to race. Who have we got on what tyres? So as we already know, we've got Yaw on the mediums, and we've got SFR Paul and Reflection taking the fresh mediums. And I don't think anybody told you funny bot this was the formation lap. That's 2 clear corners between, that's not 10 car lengths, but he's only wearing his own tyres out, I suppose. Have a look at some of these liveries. Same livery, different colours. The common livery choice that tonight, actually. That's 3 of them. This is such a unique one. Brilliant that is. And we go on to the next car behind, Mohammed. Same as funny bot, Professor Zeus, slightly different colours. Let's have a look at this one. I've not seen this one, I don't believe. Oh, it's some nice chrome paintwork, actually. The blue and the purpley pink goes very nice there. Dre, as we know, he's got the black and gold livery running tonight. Looking very nice under the Singapore spotlights. Now as we see SFR Paul running nice blue and silver livery, and Reflection running his traditional red and blue livery for tonight's race. Funny bot's already on the grid. Hopefully his tyres won't get too cold. So, but there's the strategy, guys. Lap 6 to 8. Have these 3 just got it perfect, with maybe the fact that they could maybe do a 1-stop. I don't know. It'd be close. Hopefully, well, it'd be a good strategy call. Soft, medium, medium. Soft, hard, medium. There's a few strategies that it could go as we get ready for the 5 red lights to go out, and they have a little bit of lag as normal. And so I think you've got a good start there. He has. Oh, that was very, very close. Red Professor Zoo rejoined safely ahead of these guys. Have we got any cars going on behind? Any damage? I think we're all looking good. I think they've all got through safely. Professor Zoo is 6 tenths behind you funny bot. We've got Jenna and Yaw going for it. Mediums versus the softs. What's going to prevail? It looks like the medium tyre. So that's cost them a lot of time already. 1.2 seconds behind Professor Zoo after half a lap. This is that small battle. That's not what Yaw wanted, but as for new funny bot, should I say, it's just checking out. He's trying to do as fast as Vettel when he was in the Red Bull and just get out of that DRS nice and early and just escape. Throw olive, don't did it, says Eskimo. It's a shame we don't have you here tonight, buddy. Hopefully we will see you back for the following round. battling for some good points as normal with your good tyre strategy calls and wheel strategies. Oh, Duncan Donut. Oh, I think I could tell what's happened there. Is that a safety FP? He might have just missed his brakes. Just a little bit. And maybe met a wall with a one-way ticket to DNF. So as I thought, you could do the one stop. It is doable. That changes the race up a bit. So yours only got, well, ideally you only need to stay within about 8-9 seconds. It cancels out any advantage the cars ahead could get by pitting again that fresh rubber. He stays consistent, makes it with green, and why is Professor Zoo so far behind you, funny bot, and yours right on the arse, literally? Oh, Professor Zoo is out of DRS. And I've seen Jenna come into the pits as well. So the fresh set of mediums, he's definitely but maybe trying to get the advantage later on in the race, but he's Mohammed Guna looks like he just doesn't want to make the exit of the corner. Under pressure from SFR Paul. And that was just not, well, just breaking a touch late. He's just slightly overcooked it. Let's see what's going to happen here. Is he going to hold up Dre much? Hopefully not. Let's stay on board just to see if he does go into the pits. And gets around safely, more importantly, as well. Dre's been very patient behind. Now there's an interesting pit entry from the Hammered Guna there. And speeding in the pit lanes to add to his difficulties tonight as well. So, we've got Reflection and SFR. Oh, SFR Paul spun! I was about to say, we might just be okay for the pit windows here. With that one stop, however, that has now soon changed. We've got Reflection now in P4. SFR Paul now drops to P3 after what looks like a costly spin at turn 4. That could really dampen his hopes of getting a podium here tonight. As you see, Youth Runnybot is just, well, managing the race, you could say, against someone who's managed a lot of races this season, such as him. So the closest battle we've got at the moment is really just the top 3. Yeah, I think it's all about just time management at the moment, pace conservation, but he is sitting there pretty happy actually. He's not losing too much to us. If he can stay within a couple of seconds, he'll definitely see the rewards by the end of this race because he has got good pace. As we see a fast lap, 42 spits from Youth Runnybot. Good lap. But yours only off second off it. On mediums. And he's quicker than Reflection by a good bit as well. So this could get interesting. Are these guys going to try to pull in the pin maybe in a couple of laps time? The Youth Runnybot isn't too far away from maybe getting ahead of Dre. If he can get ahead of Dre, use him as a blocker, but then he's got to worry about SFR Paul, as he will just be a blocker on the track. He's a quick racer, quick clean affair. So we could see a few interesting battles. We're going to go on board with the top 2 then, because they do seem just a touch closer. That's used up a bit of DRS this lap as well. I think he's just thought, I'm going to get on with this here. A car behind on mediums, keeping pace with me. and I can see the race lead just there. There's only one form of defence in F1, and that's attack. And that's exactly what he's trying to do now. If these guys wanted, they could pit and get ahead of Drake. I believe the undercut here could be worth up to about 1.5 to 2 seconds if you get it right. And that's actually the perfect window that Professor Z's in now. Even if he puts the hards on, I'd imagine he'll jump the funny box just because of that undercut pace. And just a simple case of fresh tyres. It helps a lot around a track like this, but if you can't get close enough to get into the DRS, you're not going to be wearing your tyres as much as the cars ahead or behind as well. See Dre coming into the pits, that definitely opens up a pit window as we see Jinner put in an absolute stonker of a lap of 41.8. He's definitely got pace tonight after pitting again. Which I don't know why, not sure what happened there. I'm sure we'll hear something about it in due course. Youth running bottom Professor Zoo just keeping the gap nice and constant now. They've built up a couple of seconds lead back to Yor. I think they're going to try running their own race and try and hopefully pull away. So a little look further back, so we've got Reflection all on his own in P4 after that spin from SFR Paul. But don't count these guys out of it yet. Reflection's not getting dropped by this front three. So he's definitely got the pace to match them. Same with SFR Paul as well. If he's going to do the one stop, he's going to need some big defending in this race to keep a podium, I would say anyway. But he is a quick guy. He will race his bollocks off, let's say, to keep a position, but fairly. We've got Jinner, who is just slightly outside the pit window at the moment, but he should bring himself back into contention, I'd imagine. And Hammond Schooner, what time penalty has he been? Ah, yes, the pit lane violation. He's leading in the pit. So back to the front three. The gap has stayed really consistent between them. 3 seconds, give or take a tenth or 2 or 3. Professor Zoom has actually got it under a second now. This should be interesting. If you can hold it here and stay within the DRS, there is no reason why you shouldn't have a good chance of potentially making a move on him. He's definitely got the DRS. These guys are starting to stay fairly close, but if the tyre drop off just started to kick in now. I don't think Yor's going to be messing about at all. If he gets half a sniff. Oh, and we see Professor Zoo come into the pits. So we should be expecting someone to get a big undercut here. Or could we see funny bot? Something to funny bot. Oh no. That's happened, isn't it? That's live gap between you funny bot and Reflection. 2 seconds. Okay, well while we've got people spinning out, we can say Yor has touched the race lead, should I say, lead. Best to do wet onto the hard tyres. I mean, I was on about an undercut, but if your main competitive for the race win, spins get no damage. And I think it could be pretty safe bet to say he's going to keep that lead. unless York can pull something spectacular out these tyres. As I can see down the track map, Jenner has managed to get himself ahead of Professor Zoe. Now that will be key for the progress, because if he can't clear him, he's going to be in for a long race. Gets on board with Reflection. He's now on the rear of Youth Boss after that costly mistake. Could we see a move being made on the next couple of laps? Or are we going to see Youth Bot respond? I think he's got to. It could even be too late. It's definitely too late, but how far behind is the real question. This race is going to be quite an anticlimactic one here. Last 3-4 laps is where the race is going to be. Let's go on board with Professor Zoe. Let's see how big this gap is really going to be. Dropping off from Ginham a little bit, however, he's going to have the pace. Oh, you fully boxed went mediums, he's going for the 2-stop. That is interesting strategy play. 23 laps remaining for the hard, there is a very big push as well. And as you can see there, Professor Zoe's on the field. No one else is actually on the field. That gets interesting. Has he got enough fuel to get to the end? How much is he currently lifting coasting maybe as well, because he's going to have to do that quite early on. Let's do it with fresher tyres, can you carry through a bit more speed, braking less, rubbing tyres less. Just helps. You've got 6 seconds behind as the gap starts to stabilise just a little bit, but we are expecting him to close up by a few tenths a lap here. He's on the fresher tyres as such, as they are mediums versus hards, with a purple middle sector as well, so he's on a flyer here on his out lap, which is great to see. But are we going to see any major battles for this race lead take place? Can you fully bot recover his race? Can he get catch back up to Professor Zoe? I mean, we know he was the quickest guy from quali, out was the fastest final section as well. Purple yet again. He needs to take his time with this tyre lob. Heats it up too quickly, you're going to open it up pretty quick. And what happens when you open that tyre up, it's going to stop giving you that peak grip. And 6 tenths already this lap, that's a lot. He's 4 attempts under his personal best first section as well. So he is pushing, as you would expect. So the gap at the front is just under 5 seconds. You're looking at 4.8, 4.7, depends on what corner they're on. The gap back to S5 Paul is 5.2 seconds. So it's a nice little gap there at the front, just under 10 seconds. All about pace round front for them guys. You don't want to kill your tyres off too early, as that's what I'm fearing you funny box is doing. And that just shows how hard he is pushing. Pushing the limits too much in the FIA. Like, no, you're not having that lap time, mate, and you're not having that advantage either. 3 seconds added to his total race time, which is a killer for him. That now puts him 5.5 seconds behind as he sets the fastest lap of 1 minute 40.8. That is a good second and a bit quicker than Professor Zoe. Is Jenna going to let you when you bot by and not cat and elf chance? Missed the breaking point to Jenna. Interesting that that footman's destroyed, isn't it? Yeah. Typical street circuit, always running for fun. But we've got a bit of fun here for 4th place. These guys were P1 and P2 at the start of the race in reverse order. Can you funny bot show us as to why, 1, he was leading, and 2, as to why he got pole position? Because you need to make this count now. Left to be pitted, got the undercut, put you funny bot under a little bit of pressure, you could argue, and he's spun. But as we've seen York coming to the pits now, I think he's got to go hard tyres. He has. They've easily done him. He's lost time. That's not good for his race. It was a lot closer than that. However, he's not lost too much when you look at the bigger picture. He's actually in a good position. But you funny bot you feel needs to clear Professor Zoo pretty ASAP. He needs to pull at least a 15-second gap pit for the mediums and try and win the race. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But this is Formula 1 and nothing is as simple as what I just said then. You can't get a free move in this race and this league and between these drivers. There's not a quarter of an inch given out on track. You won't be giving anything away. The Professor Zoo goes slightly defensive. You funny what's not entertaining the ERS this lap. Saving it up, let Professor Zoo do all the work. Let him wear out them hard tyres. Let him deteriorate them a bit more. And the race will hopefully come back to him. But I think one thing to realise, reflection, okay, it must be a slow pit there, it must be about 30 seconds. Okay, so that works. You funny bot was maybe just thinking about it there, but thoughts-wise, he's going to make the move there, you'd imagine, into the second set there because of the save. That looks like a missing front wing for Drake. That's just ruined a nice little bit of action for P3. Net P1 as well, these guys. So this is actually quite an important position in the grand scheme of things, actually. Just like Drake Map just overshot it there without this front wing. However, this stuff happens. The question is, can he pick himself back up now and prove as to why he's in here? He's definitely got the pace, it's just getting that consistency. That's maybe what he's just struggled with in this race. And DRS is back re-enabled. That means we're back under full racing conditions. Can we see you funny bot make a move? He is right on the rear of Professor Zoo even more now, so you can't not imagine for 1 second he's not going to make that move and make it stick anyway. How? Because he just needs that place. He needs that place to pull a gap quickly. The only issue is if he gets the place and then Professor Lou's like, well, yeah, I'll stand back in a little bit, sorry. I was going to use you now for DRS. He's on board here, is he going to make the move? He's got the overspeed. Professor Lou's went defensive. Oh, and a bit more. Both are on the little lock up there. They're going to both make it through here cleanly. Great racing from the pair of them there. Very, very close to contact. Now this is going to be the key lap. Can you funny bot break him in this final sector? That's all he needs to do. He just needs to break him. He's not making an immediate comeback, which is very good news for you funny bots now. That should now give him the confidence to push on and get out of there now. Hopefully pull a gap for his own sake. And doing that exactly what he's done. However, we have seen the front two pits. So where is this going to bring them out in relation to your? I respect a little bit of a gap, but not SFR pulls that on shots. Right, okay. Reflections on the need. They've got a pit again. They've actually got a pit again. Oh god. But the whole point for going for that medium tyre was so you don't have to pit twice. No, Lee Grace. Maybe I was wrong. Didn't know. But you'd always go for the harder tyre for starting the harder than two soft tyres. But anyway, so we've got the front five now. They're all fairly close together. I mean, they're within 21 seconds. Top three are within 7. So we should see some racing between them, but it does just look like you funny bot. It's just holding the pace. I mean, fresh air, isn't it? Jenner's got a 3-second time penalty, which is not going to make him too happy, but then again, he's got a nice gap behind, he's got a nice gap ahead to close up. I don't think he's going to be too fussed by that. Just get the car home. He could even get a win still. I think we're definitely going to see you funny bot try and extend to maybe lap 20. But on another fresh set of tyres. And pray for bloody god that SFR pole and deflection, you're all pit again. Catching fastest is one thing, making a move stick is another. He won't let you have that very easily. We've got all 3 tyre compounds out on track. SFR Paul, I'm still a bit baffled by the strategy. But if he thinks it could work, obviously he'll have been testing it during the week, you'd imagine. So it must just work for him. Maybe go on soft tyres, might be able to get good tyre life out of them there, I don't know. But I don't think that would have been the tyre you wanted to go on to. That gap's just slowly creeping up and up and up between the front two now. Just over 3.5 seconds. But bear in mind, Youth Funny Bot has got that 3-second time penalty for not caring about the track limits and making up his own racetrack like Hampton did at Bahrain. To see a new fastest lap of the race from SFR Paul, as we did expect with them soft tyres. So is the race really on for the podium? I don't know, it could be a tight one now. Too tight for comfort, I would say. So a bit further back, we've got Jeanette, 36 seconds behind. He's got 3 lap old hards. I mean, how many penalties has everyone got? Mohammed Guna's behind Jeanette, 24 behind him, 5 seconds. And Dre is 8th and last, unfortunately. However, still in the race. It's a tough race. Looks like he has struggled, so yeah, it's just one of them tracks that if you don't get along with, you just do not get along with it. It might just be that day for him today. He's just not hooked up with it. And good evening, Royal Harvey. Such a familiar name to the L2S community. So I think Dre should get to the finish, and he just needs to make sure he finishes the race, because that's the most important thing, to get points in this league. Obviously, as it is with every racing league. You're seeing your Youth Funny Bot keep extending that gap. Yeah, he's got lap younger old tyres, but they've got to be wearing doubles quick. So, York could also be in trouble as well, but we want to gap 20 seconds to SFR Paul from Youth Funny Bot. I mean, the Delta's definitely coming down. Pit stop's going to be harder to come by. $14 laps to go when we cross the line next. Anything can happen. No one knows what will happen. But all I do know is it's Formula 1 and anything can happen if it wants to happen. That's something that we've seen so many times this season in Tier 2 elsewhere. Anything can happen when it wants to. And more often than not, it does. The Professor Zoo, he's got to be looking after them tyres. And I highly doubt Youth Funny Bot is going to be stretching them soft and medium, should I say, to the end of the race. If he does, that's suicidal for them tyres. He just won't last. However, we do now have a little bit of a race coming on our hands. We've got your MP3. By the way, with a very nice helmet and the gloves. He's just got the gear. I mean, just look at that. In all of its glory. Does look nice, doesn't it? Anyway, back to the racing. So he's just got just over a second gap, let's say, to Reflection. Let's say this. Reflection catches him, pulls a bit of a gap, looks after his tyres, maybe doesn't pit. Yours gonna have better tyres at the end, potentially catch, pass, and crush him. But if you pit, has he got enough time to come back now? 13 laps to go. I don't know. SFR Paul's got to pit again. If he doesn't pit, I want whatever he's taken. Jenner's in the pit, so this not to be enough. So let's get back on board the action anyway, because we've now got a race in our hands for the final spot on the podium. Even if we just ignore the penalties that don't exist for a moment, we can see a battle for on-track position. So committed in Reflection there. nicely controlled, nice and smooth. So much more confidence on them brakes. And he's only got 3 lap old mediums. That looks close to a corner cut there. Setting himself up nicely. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. It's not what he wanted. Down to use a bit of VRS when he didn't want to there, just to close that gap back up. Are we going to see an overtake? I hope we all didn't hit the wall there. Or are we going to see these two duel out all the way to the end of the race? I mean, you'd hope to see no more pit stops now, but I think it's inevitable that we definitely will see one more for a few more people yet. Reflection's got so much confidence just to sit there behind and not really worry. The second of the 2 DRS zones, he was thinking about it, DRS, but common sense prevailed there. Decided to get out the ERS, save it for another day, and another corner, and another straight. It's not worth making it into the final sector. However, he has got a clear pace advantage here. He could well catch Professor Zoom. If he can catch Professor Zoom, he's in for a big shot at the podium. A bit more curve into the second to last corner, final corner. He's had to pull out slipstream immediately. A little bit of rubbing, or a little bit of contact, but I think all is okay. I don't think reflection's got damage. External pictures don't seem to show anything, but both of them are hard on the ERS here. It's going to lift a little bit of a fire under reflection's backside, I think. He won't be too happy about that. Let's see what he can do here. He needs to get to move on them. Their mediums will not last forever. Neither will the hards, but the hards will just go forever. And ever and ever. They don't die. I think if Fletcher wants to make this move stick, probably he needs to do it now. But I don't think he wants to be leading in this final sector between the pair of them. He wants to do it in that first sector. That's the only issue. You see Jenna go fastest last, but we wouldn't expect for that with fresh softs. And Jenna's time penalty. He's watching what yours is going. It's under a bit of pressure here actually now. Oh, the reflection is showing how much Paris car's actually got under his right foot and just filling it up a little bit. You can see him now come onto the back of your again. Is he going to make the save? Good clean racing there. I had to hold my breath for a moment, thinking it could have been an instant, but well raced, boys. Really nice to see. Great advertisement to L2S racing this is. I think it's going to be a pretty slam dunk overtake. Sorry, but your day and race looks to be up. Clearly not. Well, that just shook me up. What a great comeback there from your. I mean, he was not odds on to do that. But he wants this third place. He wants to show this is why he deserves to be on this podium, ahead of a championship contender, as he is himself, a few points behind, however, but he's now out of VRS, going ultra defensive yet again. If you stay on board with reflection, will he manage to make a move 6? I don't think he quite won the final sector. That was great racing between the pair of them. Reflection just moving the car all over the place now, like, come on dudes, let me by, I am quicker. And yours having none of it. All this battling has just massively opened the gap to Professor Zone and shrunk it to SFR 4 behind. I think it's a matter of time. Next straight, DRS. Maybe a little bit of ERS, maybe 10%. If like me, he's got a healthy bunch there. Should have 40 when he comes out this exit here on turn 4. Just on the exit, 40% as I thought. And this time, that is a completed move. And yours day is definitely up to that podium now. Reflection's just going to slowly but surely run away with it. The P3 tyres look a lot fresher, a lot more grippy. More importantly, he's got the confidence to push on them. That is all what it's come down to here, is just that confidence. Talking about confidence, Professor Zoo still on low fuel, as we can see by the little petrol station pump icon there. It's in yellow, so it's not a danger just yet, but it could pose to be one in a couple of laps time. Could P2 be under threat by Reflection still? The only thing I do know is yours lost 2.5 seconds this lap to Reflection, and that is now just as good as dead. See that gap clearly there between 3rd, 4th and 5th place on the road. Reflection 9.8 behind. It's not much of a gap, I suppose, for Reflection to close down, but when he's got not much ERS, he is a title contender. Can he do it, or I think he'd be smarter just to sit there, save his tyres. Just be smart about it. There's no point in trying to force an issue, which is too much of an issue to cause. Yeah, he's just pretty much matching Professor Zoo here from looking at it. Not forcing the issue, correct thing to do. But just don't bin it. Whatever you do, do not bin the car. As it stands right now, Reflection would still be leading the championship, I believe. The gap before the race was 8 points. I think he should still be leading it. He should be safe. Not by much, John. Not by much at all. Or will he be leading it? Yeah, there's a 3-point gap between 2nd and 3rd. So yeah, the gap will come down to 5 points. That's not much, as SFR Pool is in the pits, going for another set of softs, fastest lap, get the bonus points. Jobs are good, and he can even pit another 2 times for another 2 fast lap attempts. Perfect for him, really. For this race, I don't think it's going to change too much, unfortunately, which is a shame, because it had the potential for such a crack in the final few laps if people were doing the one stop, but the one stop was dead, and with a tyre that I didn't think should get to the end, So if there are any L2S Tier 1 lads watching this, you can't roll out a soft medium yet. I believe the Fletcher start the mediums. Oh shit, did he start the mediums? Wrong with you. Ah. Yeah, he must have. So what, GG to you, funny bot here. He's holding the gap, extending the gap, looking after them tyres, just like he has to pay for them. So more importantly, Reflection's now in pits, that's your back up into P3. Looks fairly safe. Reflection looks fairly safe. SFR Pool looks very safe, minute behind. Is Jeanette. So, what can be done here? I've got a 20-second delta between Reflection and your. I don't think it's going to close that. That's going to be some stupid pace to close that back up. Where do things have happened then? I think we should start seeing them hard tyres come into some use at some point. In terms of pace-wise, they're mediums anyway, and I think that's what could be going on it. Yeah, because Professor's, no, he just burnt me RS. Confused me a little bit. Wonder why he closed up by 3 temps, like, well, that's not right. But no, all's good at the front. No incidents to report. It's been a fairly clean race, not too sure what happened to Dunkin' Donuts as we said earlier. However, all should be good for him. It's just a tenth of fuel under race delta target. So Better do should be okay. So this race for the lead might not be over. 1.4 seconds to lap he needs to close up by. Per lap. And he'll have a chance to win this race. It's quite simple as that really. But try and do that on not fresh tyres. Against someone who's got even more worn tyres than you though, it's definitely doable. Push on the pace, you know that you're comfortable, you could potentially do it. But it's going to be so tight if he can. But he's definitely thinking about it and definitely pushing on with the pace, which is great to see. If he can get that gap in the 5 seconds this lap, he's got a solid chance. That's all I'm going to say. He's got a solid chance. Well, under 6 seconds should I say, but you all knew what I meant. So the race for third is not over. Reflection's closed up. 14 seconds behind. 13. It's doable. This gap at the front might be doable, but I know you funny bot will have a ton of VRS left. It's burn for fun at the end here. Reflection 12 seconds behind your. This is 39.8. Got to be kidding me! That's a cracking lap. And that's only a few seconds, 3 seconds a lap quicker at least. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Professor Zoo isn't quite making the same dent into the margin as what we hoped he was do. However, it's been a great race no matter what. is he trying to get within that 3-second window actually? That I have just remembered he did get a time penalty you funny box for just taking a little trip on outside the white lines earlier. I think we could see Reflection do this FP3 closing up quite beautifully. The faster zoom, it's going to be fucking close. It's the only way I can pull it. Jenna, Pip, Dre, Dad against an AI car. Okay. Oh. Well. Let's see. Right, okay. Thanks for the safety car. I mean, I wanted it about 15 laps earlier to change strategy. Not in the last few laps, but this should now get interesting. You funny box is pretty much lost the race now. And what's the current situation like? If your pit to start, you could get you funny box. Reflection can get you funny bot. Asphalt Paul can get you funny bot. And Professor Z, they both can pit and should come out ahead. P1, P2 still. Look at him. What's Professor 2 gonna do? Will he follow? Ooh, I don't think he's gonna pit there, Sonny boy. He is though. Like, so if you put it in neutral, don't get a penalty. No! Reflection, no way! Oh no! Okay, it's not the end of the world. We just need to gap S-bar Paul by 3 seconds, saving 2 seconds of yours. Hitting for Thrash. I don't think S-bar. Oh, there we go, Dub. Going for track position. 2 for the price of 1. Wait, that looks like a bit of rain. We have got rain coming to the party late at Singapore. About time. Safety car, rain. 3rd place on worn tyres, 4 lap holes. Leader with a penalty. 5th and 6th with time penalties, so this lineup to be an absolutely cracking end to this race here. But the issue is, will we manage to get bunched up? Because I don't see the safety car releasing on final lap. It's got to be released 5th lap. That means you're on Reflection, you need to pull the finger out the arses and get a little bit of a move on. If I was you, I'll just stick on the arse that safety car and follow it. Now, keep that gap to 5th. Don't back it up, son. Don't back it up, keep following it. You might just get lucky here. You might just get lucky. Professor Zoo got ignored. What the fuck is going on with these again? Professor Zoo time penalty, 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags when the safety car is up there. There's no yellow flags. What, safety car around me? Not that hard. Looks like Cody still can't code. Anyway, here we go. Bot is now launched away. So he's got a good relaunch there. 9/10 of a second, 1 second line across the line, 2 laps to go. Great restart there. We've got a battle behind. We've got your and SFR Paul. Reflections also went for the move as well. SFR Paul's had an absolutely stonker on the first lap there. Then soft eyes. 5 laps done, we're not giving him the grip that he wants. York can win this. York can win the race without leading a lap. GG. Oh yeah, I've led, sorry. But you know what I mean. He's not led the long distance in it, he's not been the main picture in the race. So this must be quite slippy out here. Got 1 lap to go when we cross the line. And this looks like going to be the best battle we've got out on track. And Jenna beautifully get out of the way to the blue flag. But the battle for third and the final place on the podium is now on. We'll see your keeper in 3 seconds. We've got to find 4 attempts just to get relief at 5 attempts now. 5.5 attempts to go, look, 5 seconds. Great pace from you when you got out this one. Reflection just a third of a second behind. I think he's going to have to make it to get 3 seconds to SFR Paul potentially, but it looks like he's got 3 seconds now and so he has. He can just hold position. Don't risk it, you'll be safe. No heroics on this final lap, boys. Let's get the final 7 to the end of the race. And these guys are pushing. 100% is what you would expect them to. But he's just not got enough in the tank of reflection to get out of your. Can he stay ahead of SFR Paul? That is the big question here. He'll be kicking himself for taking a mick out of track limits under the safety car. That could cost him P4. However, if he didn't have it, would he have made the move on your? We're never going to know. But it's been a great race. Bot, Professor Zoo. Oh shit, the race is still out, I think. How bad of me to ignore that for a moment. So as it stands, Professor Zeus leading the race by not half attempt. Can he hold this across the line? He needs perfect traction points now, perfect turn, and apexes the whole way, and he has won this race. Has he done it? Has he done it? Bot comes across the line first, but he's got a penalty zone. Huh? Right, okay. So Bot wins, Professor Zoo P2. Your rounds up the top 3. Reflection, SFR Paul and Jinners is what I have a go in the entries on the final lap. Let's see how left it is. Oh, I think it might have been a bit dry. Well, that was an interesting end to the race, thanks to Jinner for providing excellent spinning lessons. However, that was very unfortunate, and it's gutting not to see him get to the end of the race. However, that was a close one. However, guys, thank you for watching this race tonight. That was L2S Tier 2. And I was going to go back through the run order again. But You Funny Bot wins from Professor Zoo, Your Reflection, SFR Paul, Mohammed Guna, and Jinnah, who wants to try Inters and he puts it in the wall. So that's very unfortunate. We've got Dre and Duncan who will remain as unclassified. But thank you for watching tonight, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.